Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Live with Alan and Greg and our guest, Debs at Rainer Reed. So, say hello, everyone. And how's everyone doing today? Debs, going?
Good, thank you. It's a bit cold over here. I'm waiting for spring to properly spring. But other than that, I'm good. I'm in a book shack. I've got the heater on.
Well, you're in a, like you said, you're in a little book shed, so it's not like an insulated house or anything like that. It's just a shed.
It's not insulated at all. No, very rustic. But I do have a heater. I do have electricity.
That's good.
And a Wi-Fi extension.
Yeah, of course. Basically all you need.
All the essentials of life.
Yeah, and a microwave.
Maybe a kettle and a fridge.
Oh yeah, sure.
So you have a fridge in you have a fridge in your shed.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
That's the next thing I think.
Yeah, like Flossie at Grape Jelly Library, she's got a tiny fridge in her library. Greg's got a big
that sounds very civilized.
I have a full-size fridge in my basement.
Wow.
Well, it makes sense because when we bought our home, we bought it wasn't built yet, so we picked out all our things that we want, and we picked the upgraded fridge. Unfortunately, when the house was supposed to be delivered, the builder couldn't get the fridge that we wanted.
Oh, I thought it wouldn't fit. I forgot the story.
No, so they gave us one of the cheapest fridges you can buy.
Oh dear.
With no bells and no whistles. Well, this is just to carry you over, and they just gave it to us. Oh. You know, when the new one came, it says, just keep it. They don't want it back. So it works. And the funny thing is, that would be like a $500, $600 fridge. And the one we bought was like a $3,500. That $3,500 fridge is going to be dead in 10 years. And this one down here will be going in 30 years. It will still.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, it keeps your Modelo cold.
That's all you need.
Yeah, you need a big fridge for that.
I don't drink that much beer. Hello, Winter Lynn, saying hi to everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so as I said, Debs, usually we start off just talking about some books that we are currently reading or recently read that you would like to highlight.
Okay. I think A Month in the Country by J.L. Carr. Have either of you ever read it?
The name is ringing a bell.
It's there's Pat. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Oh,
here it is.
Pat's come in. Hello.
A Month in the Country, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really thin. Really thin.
Oh.
But it's about a survivor of the First World War. We're in 1920. This guy has returned, having been conscripted, and he'd been fighting in Passchendaele. He has post-traumatic stress. So he's got a stammer. He's got a tick in his face. Before the war, he trained to uncover murals, old murals, and restore them.
Oh, someone else has mentioned this book before. Yeah. Now it's coming back to me.
He goes off, he takes a job in this tiny West Yorkshire village where he is tasked with uncovering a mural that has been covered up since about 1500. There's an archaeologist working in the field next to the church. And the reason they're both there is because an elderly doyenne of the village has left some money to the church in her will on two conditions. One is that the mural is uncovered, and the second is that they find the grave of an ancestor of hers who for some reason, was buried outside the churchyard.
Hmm.
So you've got this archaeologist called Moon digging up the field just next to it. And we've got, what's his name? Tom Birkin, uncovering the mural in the church. But it's just about how being in this tiny little village cut off in the back of beyond in Yorkshire in the 1920s, the village envelops him, and the countryside and the nature, and it helps him to start the healing process from the traumas of the First World War. And it's beautiful. It's so beautifully written. And it's the sort of book that I will probably read once a year, because it's a really quick year. It's a really quick read, and it's just so uplifting. It's lovely, absolutely lovely.
When was it published?
It wasn't published until the 1980s.
Okay.
And actually, it's the same title as a play, first published in 1980.
Okay, so it's
the same title as a Russian play. And apparently the publisher said to him, you need to change the title. It's the same title as the play. And he said, I know, I don't care. That's the title we're going with. And it's just about his month in the country.
Oh,
hey, Christopher. We also have Ariane coming in.
And Mark.
Yeah, lots of people showing up. We got Mark.
Mark says there's a film of a month in the country. I haven't seen this. Ha! MJ. Hi, MJ.
let's
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Mark read A Month in the Country at school, and we also watched a film. I wonder if Mark, someone did a review of A Month in the Country a couple months ago, half a year ago. You know how memory goes, and
that's exactly where I picked it up from, because I'd never heard of it before. A couple of people, I seen a couple of reviews, and it sounded brilliant. So I thought I'll give it a go. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, hello, MJ. Glad you made it. I guess she gets to work at home today or something like that. Winter.
Ariane says there's a book about Carr that she's heard is very good. I'll have to hook that out.
Okay, yeah, because that's the only thing I've ever heard of from that author, That Month in the Country.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, with Colin Fifth and Kenneth Branagh in the movie.
All right.
That sounds good. I'll have to see if I can find that.
Hey, Nicole. Nicole made it. You see, a whole different group of people show up when we have our shows in the afternoon. Then
I bet, yeah.
That's sort of cool.
Very.
Oh, MJ's sick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, MJ. Cuddle with a dog. Your dog will be still happy to cuddle with you.
You're home.
Yeah, get well soon.
Young Watson.
Mm-hmm.
The other one that I enjoyed.
Anything else, Debs, that you want to highlight?
Yeah, the other one I finished last. I've discovered audiobooks. I know you are both big fans, aren't you?
Yeah.
I never used to use them, but I've now found I'm looking after my grandson 2 days a week, and it's a 3-hour journey to get down there. So I didn't want to waste that time. I got some audiobooks, and last week's was The Picture of Dorian Gray, which was just great.
That's a good one.
That was a good one. I really enjoyed that. I had about an hour extra to catch up on when I got home.
You know, when I first started BookTube, there was a guy, he no longer does videos because he's like a professor at Terre Haute, Indiana, but he did a 24-hour readathon, some such thing, and there was a giveaway. He gave away like a leather journal that I have somewhere, but I read a Picture of Dorian Gray in 24 hours. It was, and videotaped it somewhere in my book. But I like vlogged it.
Yeah.
When I used to do editing. But yeah, I love that novel.
Yeah, it's great. Really enjoyed it. I like Oscar Wilde a lot.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite quote from his: "I can resist everything except temptation."
Yes.
I heard the quote goes like, "The only way to rid temptation is to yield to it."
That's
That's
almost exactly what Lord Henry says in
Oh,
Dorian Gray, isn't it?
It
You
could
know,
be.
just go for it. Whatever's tempting you, whatever's
Nah.
steering you along the wrong path, you go for it.
Indeed. So it's Nicole's lunch. Nicole saying thanks. Hey, Courtney. Glad you can show up. All right. What about you, Alan? What you been?
Well, we reading The Outsider. Greg and I were going live Wednesday with that.
Well, going live.
Oh, look forward to that one.
Gee, what else did I read My Effing Life, biography by Geddy Lee from Rush, and dropped that video this morning. Then I'm starting this Susan Strait Mecca buddy read with Caitlin at Bandy's Books.
I've not heard of that.
Pardon me?
I've never heard of that book either.
I've not heard of that one.
I think it's relatively new. Great blurbs on the back. Where is it? Yeah, it's 2022. So Caitlin reads a lot of new books.
Yeah, she does. She does a lot of new releases.
I'm trying to. I do read a lot of audiobooks, listen to rather, and trying to think if I sometimes I forget to review them, like Children of Men. I haven't reviewed.
Well, we're doing a live show. Gareth has to finish reading it, so it's probably going to be like the first week of April, second week of April, something like that.
But I found with the Stephen King books we read too, I didn't drop any reviews on them. I'm thinking maybe I should. Huh?
Yeah.
That's about it for me. I've been doing other things. Somebody's paying me to draw their dog for them, so I'm doing some dog portraits, pet portraits, and
that's cool.
Yeah, things like that. What about you, Greg?
Well, I'm catching up with March Mystery Madness because I haven't read any mysteries this month.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I'm doing one as an audiobook. It's The Bat by Joe Nesbo.
I quite like Joe Nesbo.
It's supposed to, I picked it up not really paying any attention other than it was the first in its series. And I was expecting, the Scandinavian noir. And why the main character is Norwegian, it's all set in Australia.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a little bit of the life of the Australian life, and it's a pretty good mystery. The only thing I have to say is it doesn't read like the first book in the series. It reads like the 8th book in the series or something like that. It's like, like he's already established his character, but you don't get any of the background really. Just a little bit.
I think you get more of it as the series goes on. I've read that one. I don't ever read things in order. I read them as I come across them.
Right.
I've read a couple of others. I really like his style. But yeah, I was confused by Scandi Noir being in Australia as well.
It's all right. I mean, I don't know enough about Australia, so I'm okay with that.
I used to live there.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid.
That sounds good. And my other one that I just started this morning is Skeletons in the Closet by Jean-Patrick Machette. This is French crime fiction.
Oh,
wow. Modern French crime fiction.
1976.
Okay.
So not really contemporary. I mean, not really
it's
contemporary.
in my lifetime, so that's modern.
It's close enough. So I've only just started, and it's a very typical private detective who's
Gareth always calls me Gareth always calls me Raina.
Oh, he does.
We'll see. The translation says "Skeletons in the Closet," which I just thought was a bizarre title for a novel. So I looked it up, and in French, it's like que dos or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked it up, and I guess in French it just means so many bones.
Oh, right. Is it good? You just
Well,
started
I'm
it.
on chapter 2, and it's set in it. I mean, you know how these detective novels go. You know, the detective gets hired, and he's on a case to search for a missing woman, and then he's doing some other case on this. You know, 2 cases. Okay, how are these 2 going to meld together? Because they almost always melt together by the end of the book. You know.
Yeah.
But it's good. He still got, you know, the very down on his luck detective noir thing you're expecting from these kind of. So now I have read a bunch of his other books. He's sort of like the very well known in French crime fiction.
Right.
And my favorite one, hold on, let's see if I have it right here. Yeah. Is Nada.
Oh, okay.
And this is about criminals doing a heist that goes wrong and having to evade the police. It's very good, but we'll see. So that's what I'm reading.
Yeah,
Actually,
you said Gareth calls you Rainer.
he always calls me Rainer.
He calls me Big Hard Al.
Actually, another book I read this week was Gareth's fault. He did a really good review of a book called Persepolis. It's a graphic novel by Marjani Satrapi.
Iranian story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he sold it so well that I'd ordered it by the time I'd finished watching his video, and I read it the following day. It was brilliant. Really enjoyed that. So thanks for that, Gareth. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
I think that's a banned book too, isn't it?
I think it
in the United States.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
I'm enjoying the banned books challenge. I think that's great. And I'm loving watching everybody's videos about the different books that they're reading.
I know. I have to. I get some unusual commenters in my banned book videos. I know Pat, Book Chat with Pat, says she gets some actually nasty people.
She was telling me, yeah.
Some get really.
And one of them was a pastor who was insulting her.
Welcome to BookTube, Pat.
Yeah. I mean, I thought pastors were meant to preach love and tolerance, not abuse people on BookTube.
Not in certain parts of the United States.
Oh, okay.
But no, I mean, but one of the arguments I was getting into was someone was mentioning that book is obscene and you can't have librarians give obscene books to children. And so my next project is I'm going to be deliberately reading 2 obscene books.
Cool. What are they?
One is one of my favorite. It's not a poem, "Howl" by Allen Ginsberg.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Which is just one of my favorite all-time poems. And I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna think about the book, but I'm gonna try to check out Gender Queer. It's sort of like a graphic novel that's really on top of everyone's banned book list in the United States now.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I saw someone mention that in a review a couple of weeks ago.
I did it very briefly because I showed a video, not a video, a still of a video of a woman with a flamethrower.
Right.
Setting that book afire. So now I think I have to check it out.
Maybe it was in that the video that you did where you put the links to different it might have been in there. Those were really good, actually. Those articles were really good.
So I mean, the only issue I have is it's written for kids or teenagers, and I don't want to get into a book that's written for a different demographic and coming out a little harsh on it, So we'll have to see how that goes.
I can still tap into my inner 11-year-old, so I read kids' books all the time.
Sure, with your grandson.
Yeah. So we got Lee. Hello, Lee. I'm catching up with all the comments. Book Time with Elvis. If you've got Audible, Debs, all the Ruth Downey Roman mystery books are free.
Ooh, that will be useful. Yes, I do have Audible.
Yeah, me too.
I do have. I have to check it out. There's No Place Like Rome. It's coming up in March. I have one book that it's on my list. I want to read. I got it from Lee. She sent me 21 Women of Rome history.
Oh, cool.
It's a really great premise. It's I guess someone went to a college professor doing Roman history and said, "Why don't you teach about the women of Rome?" And the person says, "I might as well be teaching about the dogs of Rome."
Jeez.
Whoa.
Oh. So this woman, Emma Southern, says, "I'm going to do a book talking about the important women of Rome."
Yeah.
Now there's I forgot her name. She was the wife of Claudius, the second or third emperor, who was. If you ever read the books I Claudius by Robert Graves, she was. Oh man, she was a hot mess. So maybe she'll be in there. I don't know.
I might reread I Claudius again. Actually, I haven't read that for years.
Yeah, me neither. I love
that. Good. I mean, it's
Livia. That was it. Lee says it's Livia.
Livia. Okay, that's right. Livia. My only issue, I mean, when you talk about those books on Rome, is that I volunteered to be the judge for the BookTube prize.
Yeah.
And what I heard is that there's not enough judges right now. So.
No, I wasn't going to do the second round, but I decided that I would, as he put out a call for.
Yeah. So
judges.
I think I have a good chance of being a judge, which would mean I'll be doing a lot of the nonfiction probably.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I don't know if I'll get to the Audible Roman books, but those sound good though.
They do sound good. They do sound good.
Hey, just saying. Hey. So Garrett says, "Call me Howells if you want."
Howells.
I can think of a few things to call you, Garrett.
Call Garrett.
Answers on a postcard.
Yeah. Isn't that French? All right. So I have just been given Diary of a Madman by Nikolai Gogol. Have you read it? Looks great.
I haven't read it.
I think I have read it, but it was like in the 90s, maybe the 80s. So you might as well say that I haven't read it. Yeah, loved your video on it, and thanks for getting it. I guess he's talking about Persephone.
Yeah, Persepolis.
Persephone.
Yeah.
Yeah, banned in Chicago. People don't seem to like being nice. I guess he's talking about the comments that we get in our banned book videos.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is to keep going on with the banned book videos, keep making them. I don't ignore them when they make comments that are a little off, like saying this book is obscene, because you want to just reinforce that you are not seeing these books as obscene, no matter how often you tell them they are obscene.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, I have not experienced the really negative comments that like people like Pat have had. So.
No, I haven't had really negative comments.
I don't have negative ones, just the weird ones sometimes.
Yeah, well, Gareth, he's gonna reread Howl too.
Yeah, I might reread that as well.
There's a video of me reading Howl in its entirety.
Oh, wow.
I did it for Poetry Thursday. It's about 45 minutes long, but
wow, yeah.
I read it cold. One take.
Wow. That's impressive. I'll go and have a look at that. How long ago was it?
Over a year. I did it the first year that I moved here, so it would have been 22,
Okay.
somewhere around there. Well, what's going to happen is when I get around to my next banned book video, I will make a link to it because I'm, as I said, going to read Howl, read Genderqueer, maybe some other good obscene books if people can.
Yeah.
Now, like the thing is, like when you talk about obscene books, some of them really just like people always talk about. We mentioned this before. Ladies Chatterley's Lover.
Yeah.
That's not even close to being obscene.
No.
It's so tame, isn't it?
It's tame.
That's
what Lewis says now.
D.H. Lawrence lived and wrote just up the road from here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's one of the reasons that Nottingham's a UNESCO City of Literature.
So
Courtney said she read Genderqueer.
Yes, yeah, she said she read Genderqueer. So Courtney, how's a late 50s man who's not queer going to relate to that? Is he going to find anything to relate in that book? We'll see. So Mark, are we doing Erotictober?
Oh yeah, Mark wants to.
You're going to set that one up, Mark?
Maybe. Getting that one out of the library. I don't own it anymore.
That's because he got rid of half his books last year.
Erotictober.
Right.
Well, Debs. Yep.
He's practicing my name.
Olivia. Yes, making the banned book videos and tune out the noise. Well, hopefully that will just overwhelm them eventually, you know.
I was amazed at some of the books when I started looking at lists of banned books, though. Black Beauty is a banned book. It was banned in South Africa because it had the words black and beauty next to each other. I mean, it's just appalling, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a book about a horse.
Mm-hmm.
A kid's book about a horse.
And you know what other book has been banned that I might pick up? Charlotte's Web.
No. Why on earth has Charlotte's Web been banned?
And everything?
I think it's because it has talking animals.
Oh.
Man alive.
Well, I suppose Animal Farm.
Animal Farm. Well, the thing is, in the United States and places like Florida, is that essentially if one person complained about a book, it got banned.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And yanked. And
cool system in that.
There are lists in my video of some school counties that have like 700 banned books. In one was like 1,800 banned books. It's just like they're banning everything.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the like kindergarten or the fourth graders here in America aren't up to the reading level or anything. America is just under the norm when you compare to other countries and that, and yet we want to ban more books. It's crazy.
I think the Scandinavians do quite well, don't they, with their literacy levels, and the kids there don't start school till 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's just, at least I don't know how to name it, but in the United States, like we don't prioritize really learning at school anymore. It's just
I mean,
I don't think we do either. We prioritize teaching the kids to pass the set tests that are set by the government, which add to the school statistics. It doesn't actually teach the kids how to think for themselves or how to discover things for themselves. It teaches them how to pass specific exams.
Well, there was a pregnant teen in Alabama who dropped out of a high school, and you know what they called her? Valedictorian. Anyway, Debs, you said you lived in Australia. Did you happen to live in Perth by any chance? Or
I didn't. No,
Oh.
I only lived there for a couple of years when I was really small. My dad was a rocket scientist, so we lived out at Woomera, where the European Space Agency was based in South Australia.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Usually stops people in their tracks if I said my dad was a rocket scientist.
Yeah, literal rocket scientist. It's
Yeah,
like being a brain surgeon or something.
Yeah.
But I've heard Perth is just beautiful beaches and.
I have friends who live there, and they love it. Absolutely love it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always hear that Australia is such a beautiful country. At least, I guess, on the coasts of Australia is where the beautiful part. It's like once you go inland, I guess it's just.
Yeah, I mean, we were hundreds of miles inland. They were launching rockets, so we had to be away from the rest of civilization. There was this small town that was built up around the base, and that was it for hundreds and hundreds of miles.
Did you see or interact with Aborigines?
Yeah, there are Aboriginal people around, and obviously lots of wildlife.
Right. Yes. Just unique to the country there on those animals.
Yeah.
That's like documentary. I don't know if you've ever read. Bill Bryson did a book on Australia.
I haven't read that one,
but he always has a humorous bent to his books, and he goes, there's more animals that can kill you in Australia than any other country.
Probably more spiders.
That is where I got my fear of spiders from, because if you went to touch a spider, every adult within sight of you would scream, "Don't touch that!" and it'd make you jump. And I'm sure that's where I got my fear of spiders.
Well, what is it? The fiddleback? No.
There's a big one called is it called the hunter? And it's like that. And you see them on the ceiling in hotel rooms. And just no.
Now, I like tiny ones because I hate flies. So the spider eats flies. But I wouldn't like being a big one on the ceiling.
Oh no.
That'd be
but I am very fond of lizards.
Lizards are cool. So Gareth got lots of negative comments when he put up my COVID video.
Oh, really?
I don't remember that video, but if you're talking about getting vaccinated in the United States, you're going to get people.
And here as well.
You have the anti-vaxxers out in England too?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we have the World Health Organization invented COVID because there's too many elderly people and they nearly killed, and they wanted to kill them all off brigade as well, which is mind-boggling.
Well, in the United States, there was someone came out with a theory that COVID was completely invented to start a pandemic so you would have mail-in voting so Trump would lose.
That's it. Funnel web spider.
Funnel web spider. Okay.
Yeah. Gareth said he was talking about when he was in hospital and nearly died with COVID, and people said he was making it up.
Oh. Crazy. Yeah, he's making it up for likes.
Yep.
Yeah. You wake up one morning and think, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a video about how I nearly died of COVID when I didn't.
Likes.
Yeah.
Of course. So Nicole said, I don't get many hateful comments, but I've been told I can be scary and I will debate with you all day, every day. Maybe that's why we have, after 6 years on here. Well, go ahead and debate these people who come up with these crazy ideas about books. And what's so here's Gareth saying you live in Nottingham. I love Nottingham when I went there.
Yeah, Nottingham's great.
Courtney says you may enjoy. I guess she's talking about genderqueer. So
Yes.
I'm going to get out of the library and just to be thorough, so I know why people are saying this book is obscene. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be anywhere near as obscene as some of the books that I have read in the past.
Yeah. You know, some William Burroughs.
And I have one that I'm going to talk about, I think. But I think even talking about the one I'm thinking of will get the YouTube algorithm and fits.
I read one for Garb August last year, and I think it was about a 250, 300 page book. And there was about possibly 25 to 30 pages of storyline and 200 and odd pages of sex. Anywhere, everywhere. Blatant.
What's the Fourth Wing?
I was embarrassed. You know, go and have a cup of tea occasionally.
Yeah.
And here's Cliff. Cliff came in. Hello, Cliff. I'm about to post, but I will join after. And there's MJ. The challenges banned books list can be shocking when you do I'm just flabbergasted sometimes. It's just I don't even think people pay attention to what they're banning. Like Raymond Chandler.
Yeah. To Kill a Mockingbird. It's one of my favorite books. I was very sad about that. And Charlotte's Web. I mean, Charlotte's Web, that's ridiculous.
I remember Charlotte's Web from elementary school.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you have a problem with talking animals, I mean, you're probably going to have a lot of problem with a lot of children.
Yes.
Talking animals. They're possessed by the devil.
I'm aiming to read books that have been banned for different reasons, hopefully.
Seems like every book I read has been banned, or I'm you know.
Yeah, I've got a fair few.
So Lee says, I do wish we could ban some of the stupid books that have been run into lately. Good heavens, the plots are awful. Well, you know, I did that in a video I filmed today about what was it? The Don't Forget About Me tag. I did that about books you wish you could forget. And one of them just about a book that was just so stupid. And I tagged you in that one, Alan.
I said that the other day on a video. That
what was that, Greg? What did you say?
Oh, you just got tagged in a video that's going up tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I'm only about like 5 behind. That's cool.
I'm behind too, so
yeah, it's a good
big deal.
I find it quite difficult sometimes to say that a book is bad because someone likes it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there, would it? So just because I wouldn't read it and I think it's absolutely dreadful doesn't mean to say someone else isn't going to enjoy it. I read a really awful book about talking cats for March Mystery Madness. And I mean, why? But other people like them.
Well,
yeah, bad books I read, because I don't read probably as much as you do. But the worst book I've ever read was by Sean Penn called Bob Honey Do Stuff. And I like Sean Penn as a person and an actor. He's great. But OMG. And it got all these great blurbs on the back from all his friends. And check it out, though. Bob Honey Do Stuff.
Well, when Deb was talking about like people hate books that you like, or you like books that people hate. Robert from the BookTube Prize mentions inevitably when you have a group, someone's first place book is going to be someone else's sixth place book, and your sixth place book is going to be someone else's first place book. So,
well, for example, Shadowram. This is one of my favorite books. Not of all time. It'd probably be, it wouldn't be in my top 10, top 20. But I really enjoyed it, and I even got the sequel to it years ago, and I bought this for friends and given it away, and was looking forward to Buddy reading it with my buddy Greg, and he didn't like it. He DNF'd it. And so did Jason Harrigan didn't like it either.
I think he finished it. I think Jason Harrigan finished it, but he.
Yeah, I thought Jason would say, "Oh, it was brilliant. It was it." And I'd say, "See, Greg," but no. So it happens.
It does.
Yeah, I DNF.
You know, but I have tried to
book.
read
Go ahead,
so
Jeff.
many times, and I just can't get into it. It's Lord of the Flies, and everybody else thinks it's wonderful, and I've tried. I've tried and tried and tried, and every time I've started it, I've DNF'd it.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
everybody I know does.
I mean, I don't say it's like one of the greatest books. You know, it is in many ways one of the most important English novels, but
well, that's kind of
like just like it.
That's kind of a guy's book, isn't it? There's not. Are there any women, girls in it? As I remember, it's just a group of guys.
As I remember, it's just the kids.
Jim says it's one of his only 1-star ratings. Thanks, Jim.
All right, let me get down to the comments because I haven't even gotten to say hi to Jim yet.
Not alone.
Black Beauty's banned in my country. Amazing, your dad was a rocket scientist. That's so cool.
That's why I like sci-fi.
Wouldn't be impressed, but I've been to Australia. Lovely. Jameson Valley with Blue Ridge Mountains was awesome. Train system is awesome. You can go anywhere. I was talking about when I was in hospital and nearly died. People said I was making it up. That's just Funnel Web. We've mentioned that. It's just insane. Probably the same people who voted for Brexit.
Yeah, probably.
Cliff, I have visited Alice Springs in the center of Australia. Very beautiful town, but Uluru is very close by.
Ah, cool, Cliff.
That randomly reminds me of that romance writer who faked her own death and came back from the dead a year later.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
I kind of. Did she think that her death would improve her book sales?
I think so. Yeah, I think that was the reason for doing it.
Okay.
A bit like Agatha Christie disappearing for a few days. I think she thought she was going along the same lines as that. Really not the same.
So let's say my next banned book will be one that's banned because it's YA from a Native American perspective.
Oh, I'll be interested in that.
Is that the full-time something by Sherman Alexie, a part-time Indian?
I gave that book away. Yeah, the true story of a part-time Indian. That's
True Story of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie.
Yeah, make you laugh, make you cry, literally, and the illustrations in it are brilliant. Yeah, I gave that book away because I liked it so much.
Okay. There's a question coming from me for you, Debs. I just want to hold on to it just for a second about your book shed until I clean out some of these comments.
Okay.
I can't be freaked anymore. I read extreme horror. Well, Nicole, wait till my wrap up next week when I describe the extreme horror book that I read last night.
A good one.
Not as a book, but it's just.
And you read it at night?
What did you say that it was about cannibalism and cheese?
Huh.
Okay. I'll look forward to that review.
I'm going to have to be careful what I say. Hello, Nicole.
Joyce said cheese is the corpse of milk.
So here's Tangible Genderqueer. Does have some nakedness and introduces his controversy non-binary. However, there's a wealth of sources, and that's my main takeaway. It's about identity. Well, that's the important thing is it doesn't have to be about me. It's about someone else is going to go. Is like going to find it important, which is why I hesitate reviewing this. Like it's not for me. Yeah, but I want to see what people see as obscene, and compare it to other obscene books like Howl and see how it actually compares.
Now, Greg, you read that horror book at night. Do you ever have nightmares?
Nope.
Do you dream at all?
No, well, the problem is with reading a horror book, it does not scare me because the horror is not really real horror. I mean,
True.
I'm not worried about eaten by carnivorous rats or zombies or doppelgangers. That's not scary.
Yeah.
What's scary is nonfiction.
I have some wild dreams, and I have
when you read about the white Christian nationalists in the United States, those people scare me.
nightmares. Yeah.
Because they rats won't come and eat me, but those people got guns and go, oh no, you're not with us. Here's the wall.
Yeah, I know it's scary times. I don't know. I think we're gonna beat his butt though. Trump. I mean,
we'll see. I posted about To Kill a Mockingbird a few days ago. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Hi, Cliff. I'm about to reply to your email. Okay, people talking to me. Let me skip to the people talking to each other. Good to see you, Debs. Guys, I was tagged in 2 videos today that I can't watch because I'm not a member.
What? What does that mean?
Oh, I think people tagged them in videos that for members only. That's a new thing on BookTube where you can have memberships that you pay for.
Oh, yeah, I
My
noticed
channel's
that.
completely free. I keep my channel completely free.
Yeah.
I usually say a book doesn't work for me rather than say that it's bad.
Yeah.
That's actually, someone's going to say, Jim, that's a good approach.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Nicole. It's statistically impossible for everyone to like a book. Way too many different artistic tastes.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely true. Lord of the Flies, as you said, is one of my only 1-star ratings. Well, hey, Jim. Hey, Jim, I didn't say hi to you when you first posted. So, hello.
Yeah, me and Jim, like that.
No, it's just a group of boys. Yeah.
Simpatico. Simpatico.
We're saying hi.
I have a comment to make about like these members only and that, and Patreon as well. I am a member, or I pay like a few dollars for Patreon, but they're for music channels, where people are teaching guitar or bass or theory. I'm not going to pay to, join a book club. I'm just not going to do it.
I can barely keep up with the videos that I subscribe to anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
And like I say, there are no girls. Lord of the Flies, read in high school. Changed my mind. I will stick around and post later. Thanks, Cliff. I want to get through all these comments so we can go talk about her shed, her deck and her sales a lot. Nice one, Cliff. When I visited Alice in April 1880, they had the worst rain in 30 years. The River Todd was in full spat, and the road to Uluru was impassable.
Australia.
I'm starting a new book tonight. Always excited. Pick the next book. Hello. Ooh la la. Here we go. I'm interested. Oh, I can't have the cheese, damn though. He's talking about my extreme horror book.
I argue can't have cheese either. That'd be a miserable existence. I love cheese.
I would argue that reading is about understanding and being empathetic about someone completely different. So it could be written for you. Maybe that's that's essentially why I'm going to pick it up and at least give them a shot, because it's such a big deal.
That's very true, though, isn't it? I mean, I don't want to sit and read books about people like me all the time, because I know what I'm like. That's boring. I want to read about other characters, things that I don't know so much about.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So surprisingly, I liked Lord of the Flies in high school. Some teens are kind of like those boys in the novel. Don't live in the best areas. Oh, yeah. All right. So we're at the end of the comments. So let's, I believe it was MJ who asked about Deb's shed. I know we talked just briefly about that before we went live.
My shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I live in a very, very small house, okay? And I share my house with my husband and my stepson. We've got 3 bedrooms. We've got a lounge downstairs and a kitchen dining room. And other than the bathroom, that's it. So I took the smallest room in the house and filled it with bookcases. And then we had the garden done last year. And I said, I want a summer house. So we put this up. And last spring, I grew seeds in here, put it in the garden. But then I bought more books. So I had to have a bookcase. And then I bought more books and I had to have a bookcase. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 bookcases in here. And it is literally just a book shack. And I love it. It's what my husband calls it my hobbit house. I'm quite short and he reckons I'm a hobbit. So this is my little hobbit house. I'll show you.
Wow, excellent.
So
It's actually a pretty big shed.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
You got electricity in there and everything.
I've got electricity. I have a Wi-Fi booster. And then here's my maps. I do like a nice map. So there's my maps.
You like Roz skeleton about the books in that regard. She loves maps.
Yeah.
That's a nice little shed.
Double doors in the summer. It is. It's lovely. I'm quite happy in here.
And
so there's my
you need a refrigerator. You need a refrigerator and a kettle.
I need a refrigerator, a kettle. Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Then I'll be done.
We got a heater. It's winter and you got a heater. You're good.
Oh, you have a heater.
I've got a heater. I've got a big pile of blankets down there and a pair of furry boot slippers.
Do you have a comfy chair?
Yes.
You have a comfy chair.
And it's piled up with books over there. You see it?
All right.
It's got it says welcome to the library. That fell off the front wall the other day and I haven't put it back yet.
Well, this
is my home.
That's a really good idea. I mean, if you got, like you said, small house. I mean, like I said, I have a ridiculous. I mean, I've seen this before. My basement is just ridiculously large. I can.
Wow.
And this is like.
And then there's other shelves in the
libraries here that don't have as many books as you.
Pardon what?
I said there's public libraries here that don't have as many books as you do.
In a small town, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'll never get around to reading them all. So, and hey,
I'm never going to either.
It's all right. It's like Umberto Eco. We talked about Umberto Eco with Jason last week. He just bought books just in case the need ever arose that he wanted to have the book on hand.
Who knows what you're going to want to read when you wake up tomorrow morning? I don't know what I'm going to want to read.
Yeah.
My mum used to say to me as a kid.
I think it looks better than wallpaper too.
I think I was about 8 or 9 when my mum used to say to me, you can't possibly read more than one book at once. And I can. I can read lots.
Now, Greg, I forget. Are your shelves tall enough for a ladder? Do you need like
no. I can reach the top shelves by reaching out. I mean, I'm not really tall, so I can still do it. But I do have a footstool.
Oh yeah.
That I can use if it's like I'm doing a lot of moving of books. Like when you move in, you have to put them on the shelves. At that point, I actually use the footstool, but because
I've always wanted one of those whizzy ladders. You know, we got the ladder and you can whiz up and down like in bed knobs.
There's a channel from the guy in Israel, Guilty Feet.
Yes,
he has one.
Daniel,
Daniel from Guilty Feet. Wow. He does, and his opening, video shot is him just on his ladder.
I'll check him out.
It is. He doesn't do as many videos as he used to, but he had some really good ones.
That sounds
so. Great. Today is Tolkien Reading Day.
Oh, really?
Okay. I don't know.
I like Tolkien.
That's what MJ said. Today is Tolkien reading day.
You know what book I DNF'd? I told you I've
What?
DNF'd some popular books. The Hobbit. I just could not get into The Hobbit.
Really?
I was with the mother of my only son, who's 22 now. She was a Tolkien fanatic. And, she kept trying to encourage me, and I tried several times. And I became why.
Back in the early 2000s, I tried to pick up The Hobbit and read it, and I got through about a third, and I'm going like, no.
Oh, you DNF'd it too? Oh, okay.
I actually DNF'd the Lord of the Rings too, kind of. I got through the first 2 books, and
I like that too.
And that was, I was in high school at that point, but I just never picked them up again. And I honestly just never had the real big urge to, someday I guess I should try to finish it because it's such a famous book. But
yeah, you might like it now. Maybe. My issue is like with fantasy books is if there's too much magic, my skeptical brain just starts kicking in overdrive, going, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I read The Hobbit when I was really young, and the idea of the magic and the fantasy and the other world, and it just really, really appealed to me at a young age. If I had read it for the first time as an adult, I might have thought completely differently. But now it's a bit of nostalgia as well because I loved it so much as a kid.
Yeah. Yes. And there's Nicole saying, I love your shed. Gareth also likes your shed.
I love my shed too.
It's like a TARDIS. It sounds perfect. If you got the backyard to put it in. Pat loves the shed. Everyone does. Oh, Nicole likes my basement too. Thank you, Nicole. It's just ridiculously large.
Perfect space for all your books, though.
It is. Although I sometimes worry about flooding.
Oh, really?
Alan will tell you that I'm next to a drop off, so we can't really get a bad flood.
Right.
A ravine.
It's a ravine, but this wall is facing earth and earth. So it's like it goes earth up to pretty much the top. So if there's a very heavy rain, I worry about water coming in through the foundation.
Through the back of the shelf.
Yeah.
I just spent some time looking at Greg's library for sure, looking at it, but I only took one book off the shelf. That was at night one time. And that book was Ulysses.
Really?
Just to do it, Oh yeah, I took I was reading one of your graphic novels in your bedroom.
The guest bedroom is my graphic novel room.
But yeah, very cool library.
You have a whole room full of graphic novels.
I have a bookshelf.
I've just started reading graphic novels. My stepson is very into
you read Mouse. I saw your video on Mouse.
I read Mouse and then Persepolis. And I really like the combination of the words and the images to get such serious messages across. I've never read any comic-y style graphic novels, although I did. I read one for Garb August last year. Can't remember what it was. I quite enjoyed it actually.
There are some very good ones out there. I'm sort of like you. I don't do the superhero type of stuff.
No.
But they have a very good one called Clyde Fans goes by Seth. And it's a great setup because in real life, this artist was walking around Ontario. I think he's Canadian. He was walking through one of the neighborhoods that has fallen on hard times. And he came across a boarded up business called Clyde Fans. and he just looked in the window and he saw some old calendars, and he says, I wonder whatever happened to this business and when it was prosperous and why it stopped being prosperous. And it starts off with a very old man who's living in the apartments above the abandoned shop. And it's very well done because you can say that his living conditions are very dilapidated. And then it goes into the history of like when he had a bustling business selling fans with his brother, and how it all fell apart over the years. So it's a very good one.
Well, sounds interesting.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things with graphic novels that just even with no words at all. It's great.
It is, because you get the picture of the old guy and just the drawing. He doesn't have to say. He just has to show that he's in an old building that's fallen apart. You just see that. And you see him talking about it. There's a little discontinuity of how he's talking to the reader, because it's one of those where he's like talking to the reader of where he's living and what he thinks is going on. So it's good. So, but I don't have a huge collection of graphic novel. It's like,
okay,
like it'd be like 4 shelves worth.
Yeah,
at the most.
I've been enjoying them. I didn't realize, because I'd never investigated them before, I didn't realize how powerful they could be. And I certainly look out for some more. Pat's saying that she I've seen her reviews actually, that she's read the Heartstopper.
Yeah, I see the comment. I mean, the comments down below. I'm going to get there in a minute, but yeah,
her reviews were really good, and it made me want to go and pick up some of those as well.
Yeah,
to have a look.
Well, a lot of that is especially in a lot of these banned books. A lot of them are graphic novels. That are getting a lot of the heavy hits, like genderqueer, because, like someone said, there's illustrations of nudity, and people get all upset. And I remember it's like in Mouse, there's some mouse nudity.
Yeah,
and people said that's why it was banned. I'm like, you're not banning the book because of mouse nudity.
No, you're really not.
You're not. You're banning it because, as someone said, parents don't want their children to see the cats in that book as their parents, which in many cases you could be, because they're still doing. I mean, it was about Nazi Germany, but they're still behaving the same way to other disadvantaged minorities in the United States, and they don't want their kids to see that.
Here, yeah.
That's really why people think it's banned. Oh, Nicole, I'm celebrating Tolkien Reading Day by jumping back in Return of the King. That's been sitting on my shelf, half read for ages. She says the third book is a struggle. I guess she's talking about Return of the King. Yeah, magic can be very enchanting and exciting thing.
Yeah.
Here's Jim. I can read books about magic, but I can't get into superheroes like Marvel and DC. Okay, Jim, I'm with you there. I just can't get into superheroes either. Yep, it's a thing. Today is the date of the fall of Sharon, March 25th. All of his books are on sale on Amazon. Oh, all his books are on sale. Uh-oh. I'm not on my book buying ban. Maybe if the Lord of the Rings is dirt cheap. I know I'll never read it. See, I probably won't read it, but the idea of a cheap book is like, those 2 graphic novels are great. Debs.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them.
Both have been banned. Oh, yep. So I just read entire Heartstopper graphic novel series. They are all banned too in many places. They're really delightful books. Sean Tan is an amazing graphic novelist. I don't.
Yeah, I like Alan Moore a lot. From Hell.
Cliff, I should have taught Alan and Greg The Hobbit. You would have fallen in love.
Huh.
Maybe. Same here, 1 star. I think I'm missing the conversation she's having with someone. Hey, my dad was too. He was in Silicon Valley, California. Yeah, I've lost
maybe rocket
I
scientist.
think that's rocket scientist.
Yes.
rocket scientist. Oh, her father was a
Yeah.
rocket scientist in California.
And I think the one star one is about Lord of the Flies.
I bet you're right.
Or The Hobbit. No,
Oh, or The Hobbit. Yeah.
no, I'm
So one night. Otherwise, you're telling me Lord of the Rings is $1.99.
Go buy it. Go buy it.
Well, I just traded in some stuff for some Amazon credit. I had some old Amazon Echo devices that have been just piled up, and I got like $5 for one of them. It's like, okay, so I got $5.
Sounds like Lord of the Rings. It's winging its way to your house.
It may be weaning my way. Yeah. Hey, Cliff. Al, I love Watchmen and V for Vendetta.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have not read those. I know the graphic novels. Is it Alan Moore that did The Watchmen, I think?
He did Watchmen V for Vendetta. I have read his novel Jerusalem, which I really like that novel.
I've heard about it. It's a real big one, huh?
It's 1,300 pages. It's and dense.
Really?
But the thing is, in that book, I believe it's James Joyce's sister features in there.
All right.
He had several sisters,
and he had one sister. I guess she had some issues in life.
Well, that was his daughter.
It may have been his daughter, not his sister. But
his daughter had a lobotomy. Yeah, Lucia Joyce.
That name is coming. It might be Lucia. And there's a chapter narrated from her point of view in an invented language.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's very Joycean. The thing is, if you can read English, you understand it, but it's not quite English anymore. It's been the closest thing I can come is like reading Chaucer's Middle English. It's still English. You can understand it.
Yeah. But
it's just slightly different.
Yeah, poor Lucia. She was a schizophrenic, and even Samuel Beckett dated her. This is
there's a problem right there.
And devastated her and all that. But she ended up having a lobotomy, and Joyce was really tried to help her out all he could. I think Carl Jung analyzed her, things like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Lucia Joyce. She died in America.
Okay.
Anyway.
So I got Book Pusher. Nicole's pushing the Hobbit Kindle version.
I might like the Hobbit now that I'm older. I'd be willing to try it again.
Yeah, maybe.
So much to read, though.
So many books, so little time.
I know, memento mori.
So Garrett says, amazing you mentioned Samuel Beckett. I was about a video about Beckett when I saw the live stream coming up.
Oh, yeah, I knew that, Garrett. I'm just joking.
So I'm kind of curious. I mean, I have the complete works of Beckett in English behind me, and I do like
novels.
it. What?
Novels. Or the plays too.
I have the complete works of Samuel Beckett.
So the plays as well?
Plays, poetry, short story novels.
Wow, excellent. Yeah, I'd like to reread Murphy and Malone. What is it?
Murphy, Malloy, Malone Dies.
Yeah. Those are pretty difficult books.
Yeah.
I like his plays. I love his plays. But Endgame is my favorite play by him.
Really? I have read Endgame. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, a man and woman in two little pots. and they just talk to each other, and very strange play. I want my pap. Pap meaning like a biscuit. There we go, Gareth, biscuits. But Endgame is just a trip. I haven't read it in a long time, but
the one I remember I read not this year, but for last year, the 100 book challenge, 2022, 23. I read one of his plays about where the woman's buried up to her chest.
yeah,
and then in the first half, in the second half, he's buried up to her neck.
yeah, I think that's Happy, isn't it? No, the Happy's the mouth.
Hold on, I can tell you exactly what that play is. It's Happy something.
Happy Days,
Happy Days.
Happy Days, yeah. Yeah, I did a workshop on Beckett. Ooh, Lord, 20 years ago. Yeah, it was a great workshop. We watched all his films,
and what's really amazing, he doesn't have that much output for a Nobel Prize winning author. You know, this is
no.
This
that's
is
everything in its entirety.
That's everything. I think he's pretty much everything he's written has been translated into English. When you compare it to like Hemingway or Faulkner, who just have a huge output, or Steinbeck, they just have a huge output.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially Faulkner.
Yeah, well, thing is, a lot of Faulkner novels, as I understand, you really don't want to bother with some of them.
Yeah, the early ones are. I haven't read the early ones like Mosquito, or I haven't read Soldier's Pay.
Yeah, Soldier. I mean, no, someone said Soldier's Pay is okay.
Oh,
but like Mosquitoes is apparently just dreadful.
Mm.
Will you kick me off the chat if I admit that I've never read any Faulkner?
No.
Oh, good.
No, we don't do that.
I might do this year though.
I hope so.
There's an event, isn't there?
Faulkner in August.
Faulkner in August. The
one.
As I Lay Dying, and that's actually a pretty good book to jump in on Faulkner.
It is.
It's one of his better novels. It shows his ability to experiment with language and narrative and points of view, but it's not as complicated as The Sound of the Fury or Absalom.
I think it's an excellent into Faulkner.
Or the other one would be actually reading Light in August.
Yeah, Light in August, very readable. That's my favorite Faulkner. That's why I named it Faulkner in August. Going on our 6th year, by the way.
Wow. Well, I'll have to join in August then.
Yeah,
give it a try.
So Gareth, amazing. You mentioned, we just talked about that one. Garrett, I read The Hobbit in middle school and enjoyed it, but I couldn't handle Lord of the Rings as a kid. Interesting how that works.
Yeah.
Telepathy talking about Cold Boat Dragon. Hello.
Hey. Yeah, Cold Boat Dragon has a new video out today.
I'm trying to remember her name. I remember her face.
Mm-hmm.
But the name is drawing unnatural.
She'll tell us. Maybe she'll tell us.
So Cliff is teaching performing arts at the moment, and my students will be doing a scene from Endgame soon. Okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So
Cliff, sorry, everyone got to post my video and go to bed. Great chat. Yeah, it's getting a little late for Cliff. It's after 10. I don't know how early he has to get up.
See you, Cliff.
Later, Cliff.
Oh, Jim's off as well.
Yeah, it's past midnight for Elaine. Wow. That's right, Elaine.
Oh, Elaine.
It's hard to keep track of names.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my wife makes fun of me because got people in our neighborhood, and you see them walking by and you can't remember their name. You know, you sit and you talk to them, and you have to sort of make up names for them that help you remember.
Yeah,
it's like we have a woman who walks 2 dogs, and her name's Tina, and I can only remember because I call her Tina 2 Dogs.
Right. That's how I remember names, or like remember them after famous people or relatives. But I think it's important to remember people's names but sometimes booktubers don't mention their names in their
Some do,
video.
some don't.
So
Some do, some don't.
yeah, God, some don't even show their face, like Jeremy Fee. He hasn't put up a video in a while.
I don't think he made a comment the other day, so he's still around.
Yeah, he's busy teaching. He's like full-time teacher, and
yeah, he teaches in Texas. I would love to have, if we could get him to talk about his experiences talking about teaching in Texas. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, Greg, names.
Yeah, I think it's important to remember people's names, and it makes me
It
feel
is important. It's just,
remember my name.
if you don't
Yeah.
reinforce it, it's like
in real life, as
All right.
opposed,
I certainly
as
try.
opposed to BookTube. Yeah, as if BookTube isn't real life.
I had someone who was at school with me move into a street that I lived in when I was in my mid-30s. And I couldn't for the life of me remember what she was called. And sadly, she knew who I was. So I couldn't ask, I didn't feel that I could ask her. And it went on forever and ever and ever. And I was working for the local paper at the time. So I phoned my colleague who covered the area that I lived in and went, please just look up her name on the electoral roll. I can't get away with not saying it anymore. And got her to find out for me because it was just too embarrassing.
Yeah, in those occasions, it might be well to just like off the bat say, I'm sorry, but I forgot your name instead of like 3 days
but because
later.
I didn't do it the first time, I couldn't then do it.
I know, that's funny, huh?
so. We got he says Big and Hard Al.
I know. If I had it all over again, I'd change my name. I'd just use my name, like Sean D or somebody,
So Gareth went, oh man, when a colleague goes past the time when you can ask them their name. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Right. Awkward.
Yeah. It is awkward, but it's okay. So
you can steal their wallet and look at their ID. You do some pickpocketing.
I guess.
I'm not sure that's going to ingratiate you.
I'm not sure I would do that, but go into like their mailboxes outside and.
Yeah, it's a bit extreme.
It is. Well, the thing is, at least in my neighborhood, our mail deliverer is not always on top of everything. So a neighbor either side, they're easy because I get their mail in my mail. And I have to walk over to theirs and deliver their mail for them,
I wonder if that's because it's a relatively new community or.
No, it all has to do with how much the volume the mail carrier is going. And they put it like right next to each other. And I think sometimes they just grab an extra letter.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know. Oh, so we have Bad coming in. Hello, Bad. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
enjoying a nice afternoon coffee. Nice to meet you, new Greg. Greg, are you still having steak and cheese today? No, Bad, I am not eating steak and cheese today, but I did mention that I read a very extreme horror novel about cannibalism and cheese. So, Debs, what other events are you participating in coming up in March? Are you doing Les Miserables too?
I am doing Les Mis. Yeah, okay. I've never read it. Looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the group read we did of War and Peace earlier this year.
That was good.
So yeah, I thought I'd jump into Les Mis as well. I know Roz and Elizabeth at Bookin Books are doing a People April event, which sounds quite nice. Yeah. I thought I'd have a look at that. Also, I've been roped into co-hosting something that is called Gabe April that I'm going to have to do a video about this week. And this is, it's James. What's James's channel called?
James Holder?
There's a lot of Jameses.
There's a couple of Jameses.
Yeah, there's a few. I'm just trying to look it up. We're reading.
Pretty sure it's not Jim.
He said,
Mystery Mayhem. Go ahead, Debs.
is it Mystery and Mayhem?
But I doubt that it'd be.
Mystery Mayhem is almost over.
No, it's not that one.
Jim,
I'm just going to have a look on my subscriptions because I can't remember what his channel's called.
Quentin Curious Volumes, James.
The one. That's the one.
Right. Yeah, he sent me up.
We are reading 3 books about Gabes. So we're reading The House of Seven Gabes. He wants to know about Gables, apparently. So he says it's the event that no one on BookTube wants. And I said, that sounds fun. And he said, okay, you can be a co-host. So.
Okay. I remember he's reading House of Seven Gables and.
Yep. Hedda Gabler.
Hedda Gabler.
Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's quite a nice small one for April.
So you're reading some Ibsen then?
Yes. I quite like Ibsen, actually.
Yeah, Joyce's favorite playwright.
Oh, really?
Well, he loved The Doll's House.
Oh, I like The Doll's House, yeah.
I saw a production of that.
Did you? Was it good?
The door slammed, heard around the world.
I saw a Doll's House in when I lived in Seattle. We had went out a couple times a year to see some of their productions. It's a very interesting production, and Doll's House is one of those.
Yeah, I was a theater major under grad school. I love the theater.
Oh, okay. I like reading plays, but I also like Norwegian authors.
People saying hi. Mail stuff happens to me and my one neighbor too. At least we know each other well.
Yeah, James, I'm getting really like his channel. He sent me a book on Finnegan's Wake.
Oh, really?
A few weeks ago. Yeah.
I like his channel too.
I do too. Rats, I missed that part. I will replay later. Well, I'm good. And you? I think they're talking to each other, Bad and Nicole.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I haven't, Lee, but yeah, it's called Gemini or Gemini. I heard it's really good, but it's relatively expensive. Tom sent me a PDF copy of that, and I couldn't download it or some such. But yeah, Tom's a friend of mine. I went and visited him in Hollywood a couple years ago. Now he's in Charleston. Anyway. Yeah, I'd like to read his book, though.
So they're talking about Anne of Green Gables. I saw Hedda Gabler in London when I was a teen with Juliet Stevenson.
I always thought it was Hedda Gabler.
Hedda Gabler? Did I say something else? Hedda Gabler?
Gabler.
Gabler.
It's okay.
I reckon it's Gabler.
Tomato.
So here's Bad. With spring coming around, I feel like reading books with cottagecore vibes and cozy fantasy books.
I've read a couple of cozy mysteries this month for March Mystery Madness. Some of them were quite good. Some of them I didn't enjoy at all. But yeah, I read one that I really enjoyed, and I didn't think I would like cozy mysteries. Really, I like my mysteries a bit more hardcore.
Yeah, I kind of like mine a little rougher. I mean,
yeah.
Would Agatha Christie be considered cozy, or is she not that cozy?
I don't think Agatha Christie is considered cozy. I would say Agatha Christie is a classic crime writer in there.
Okay.
Yeah, golden age crime rather than cozy mystery.
So cozy is more like Murder, She Wrote?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It often features cottages and cafes and cats for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, people mention about like cats solving crimes, and I'm going,
Yeah.
okay.
I read
don't
one a couple of weeks ago, 3 talking cats. Now, I love cats. I am a crazy cat lady, but no. I mean, at one point they answered the phone. That's pretty clever.
You know, if you watch my videos, you know there's cats in my videos, so you know
Yes.
I like my cats, but
Everybody else likes your cats.
what?
Everybody else likes your cats too.
I just can't see a cat bothering to solve a crime. He's like looking up. You go, no, not my problem.
No, not today. Yeah, not today.
Now, Greg, did you get that short of the cat and catching that rat that I sent you with the unbelievable reflexes it had? I've been watching cat shorts like cat versus a cobra, a snake. The cats win. Cats win.
I saw one video clip where someone made that their reflexes are really amazingly fast. They are built to hunt and catch and kill. So that's why a cat can go against a cobra and it doesn't get bitten.
No.
My cat can still catch stuff, and he's only got one eye.
Ah, there you go.
Well, I have a 3-legged cat that tries to catch things. So.
Oh yeah, I've seen your 3-legged cat. He's very cute.
He's actually pretty fast. I'm amazed. It's like I thought a 3-legged cat would be slow. He can look.
Teddy's my favorite.
Well, Teddy was your card playing buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here was bad saying. I don't know any cozy fantasy books though.
No.
But Nicole, I think Nicole's in here. She does cozy fantasies, I think. She writes them.
Oh, okay.
So maybe she will I think she just made a comment. So it's going from memory. I'm not sure I spelled it.
I think he's talking about Hedda Gabler. I wasn't criticizing your spelling, Gareth. I was criticizing Greg's pronunciation.
Renee lost a tote of books in the garage. I had a book of Anne of Green Gables and a Little Women. Yes, I read other books like Dark Academia and cottagecore books.
What is a cottagecore book? I've never heard of that.
I don't know that one. I think
know
more romance. I know Dad does like to read some romances occasionally. Agatha Christie's classic mystery in her own thing. It's not new, Nicole, but my channel is based on horror, but I read other books genres. You might have picked up paranormal cozy mystery.
Maybe. I don't know one cozy mystery from another, to be fair.
And There Was None is something I would love to read. That is the one Agatha Christie that I read last year. It's a pretty good one. It's supposed to be Agatha April, so I'm supposed to pick up an Agatha Christie book this year, but I have not selected one.
I love Agatha Christie.
What's your favorite one?
Probably The Murder of Roger Ackroyd.
Okay.
I quite like the ABC murders. I prefer Poirot to Miss Marple, generally.
I picked up one at a thrift store for 50 cents the other day. Which one did I pick up? Hold on. This is the one. You know, when a book's 50 cents, I picked it up.
Oh, you've got to get it.
The Mystery of Mr. Quinn.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've read that.
All right. I don't know. 50 cents. Why not leave it on the shelf?
They're all going to be readable. I mean, some I think are better than others, but none of them are bad. So.
Okay, so bad say Greg. Nicole is having Nim and I talk about Chandler books soon. Chandler Morrison, I presume we're talking, not Raymond Chandler. We're talking a little about mystery. So he's talking about the extreme horror author.
Oh, right.
Over my head.
Nicole, I cannot recall cozy cottagecore books on your channel, but I haven't been around from the beginning, so that's probably why. It's bad, Nicole, talking to each other. She invited us on her channel, so stay tuned. Oh no, I do urban fantasy mysteries. I guess not
Oh, no, they sound
cozy
like fun.
mysteries.
Yeah. I think I prefer urban to cozy.
Yeah, I don't think I would do well with cozy on anything.
No.
She says it's not my channel, but here's MJ. Legends and Lattes is cozy fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Now, isn't that about like a coffee shop or something?
Sounds like it.
Nicole, I've been told they are cozy, but don't follow cozy mystery beats. Too much cursing. I guess you're not allowed to say bad words. Oh, Al, I'm doing the tag you tagged me in tonight off the top of your head.
Oh,
Thanks
cool.
for tagging. I know I'm tagging that one, Alan. That maybe
Gareth. Thanks, man.
I have a couple other tags for next week, but I got one going out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to do a tag tomorrow. I don't know which one yet. Find out.
Cottage lifestyle. Simple living, earthy cottage vibes.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like, Debs, you sort of have a cottage. Are you out in a big urban area? Are you sort of...
No, I'm actually in an urban area.
Okay.
In this, we're in a little cul-de-sac, but in the middle of what used to be a 1930s council housing estate, but most of the houses have been bought privately now.
Sounds lovely. I've heard about Nottingham. I had a acquaintance on another channel I had. He's got a big channel. It's not BookTube, it's another tube. But he lives in Nottingham.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in years, but he would talk about it quite a bit.
I like it. It's a nice city. It's quite compact. It's not very big. You can get around. Really good transport system.
Yeah, the history of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Nicole says you could try that one. Okay, Legends of Lattes is a great book. Sequel looks cute.
Okay.
An orc sets up a coffee shop.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we're in sort of a Middle Earth-esque type of territory there.
With coffee.
With coffee.
I like Middle Earth. I like coffee. I'll give it a go.
Bad. Did you know erotica horror is a genre itself? It's not popular, but it's getting around. Okay.
I didn't know that.
The horror books I've read that have some graphic adult content has not really been what I would say qualify as erotica. It's more just graphic. You know, there's nothing sexy about it. And that's his own genre, growing subgenre. Actually, one appeared. That's the one appearing tomorrow. Is the one I think Al tagged me in. LOL. But I'm so annoyed. Tag. Okay.
I really enjoyed that tag that's been going around. It's been great fun.
It was a lot.
It was funny. I like your take on that, Debs.
Gareth, me too. It's a Deb shed cottage core.
Yeah, over here we have those tough sheds. You can just buy them and make it your own, like she shed, they call them. Make it a little.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And they're relative. I mean, the prices go, up and up and up, of course, but they're really, really cool looking. I would love to have one if I ever have a house. I live in an apartment.
It was a damn sight cheaper than getting an extension, which was the only other alternative. So.
Yeah, I mean, having built a sunroom on my home, from a real build, it's like buying an automobile and then some,
Yeah.
But it's now my favorite room in the house.
That's the main thing.
No, my library may be my favorite, but it's my second favorite room in the house.
Yeah.
So Exquisite Corpse is one for erotic horror. That's Poppy B. Z Bright, I think she's talking about. So Nicole says cozy fantasy is high magic, low stakes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm so annoyed tag is getting around really fast. I think that tag on my channel is over 100 views now, and I just did it. Yeah, I think my annoying tag did pretty well too. The Secret Garden is an example of cottagecore book. There's a very famous book called The Secret Garden. I don't know if we're talking about the same.
Burnett. I read it a week or so ago. Yeah. I don't know whether I would have said that was cottagecore or not. I suppose it's sort of pastoral, but yeah.
So here, Bad says Greg's tag was the most popular and high view, hot or not. Okay, what you're saying, Bad, is on your channel, my hot or not tag on your channel was your most viewed for tags. I think that's what you're saying.
I enjoyed that tag as well. That was a really good tag.
That tag really just took off.
Yeah.
For like a month or two, everyone was doing it. Now it seemed to have dropped off in the background. Every now and then I still get an occasional new user doing that. I read The Secret Garden, pretty good for a children's classic novel.
Yeah.
Gareth goes, I've been pleased with the amount of people doing my favorite people tag.
I've got that one to do, Gareth.
Yeah. I think I've been tagged in that one. It's just some of the questions I just don't have answers for.
Right. I think they're like
your favorite musician, and
right.
I'm just not a music person, especially when it comes to just people doing music. Like I'm more of the orchestral music and string quartet. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a great tag, Gareth.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I've got to do this week.
Yeah, there's some tags I can't do. Like I couldn't do the sci-fi tag, Gareth. I can't remember exactly why. I just couldn't come up with answers. I'm not as well read in sci-fi as you guys, but a couple tags I couldn't really do, but not too many.
So Gareth, your tag is really good. You've done amazing on yours. So here's Gareth. Thanks, Jess. Greg, just make it your own and do what Pax digs it. You don't have an answer. LOL. I guess I could. Well, I feel like it's always a cop-out not to have an answer for something.
More coffee.
He's up and down the whole time.
He is.
Actually, I'm having tea now. I'm having some. What am I having? It's yogi tea. What belongs to you shall come to you. I like yogi tea. It has a little like fortune cookie sayings on it.
All right.
Little jasmine tea I'm having.
You don't drink the Smith's tea anymore?
No, I ran out. That was a good job, good gig, but
I still have some of the tea that you gave me.
I know. Well, I had fun sending boxes. I sent them all over the world. Well, not all over the world, but I sent them to England and Norway and to Texas, some other places.
Yeah, the problem with me is I can only drink hot tea when it's cold outside. Oh. I can't drink a hot drink on a warm day.
I can't drink tea at all. I can't drive when I've drunk tea because I feel as though I've had several gin and tonics and shouldn't be driving. Yeah. So I don't drink tea at all, but I drink mountains of coffee. Very strong coffee.
Okay. So MJ just showing her remembrance of PAX. Yeah, that was a.
Yeah.
I don't know if were you around for PAX, Debs, or was that before you?
It was. I think it was just about when I joined, because I only joined BookTube in July last year.
Yeah, PAX was great. Real special.
Yeah.
Had a really unique style. Really humorous.
I've watched some of her videos. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just getting to know her too. She's a very spiritual person. You know, she was into yoga. She taught yoga, meditation, and that. I was just getting to know her.
Very sad. Very sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She used to rattle through I remember that. Like, nope, don't have an answer. Don't have an answer.
Yeah, and her videos were so stylish. The green. She popped contacts in sometimes, and I mean, look, yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm. So here's Nicole saying, Yogi tea is great.
I've never heard of it.
I'm not even sure I know what Yogi tea. How is that different from regular tea?
It comes in like all kinds of different flavors, and like here's it comes in. It's mostly decaffeinated, but here's like raspberry passion for perfect energy.
Oh, okay.
Breathe deep, supports respiratory health. Is like light blue. Then we have one of my favorites, honey chai with turmeric vitality. They have all kinds of flavors.
So it is actually linked to yoga then?
No.
No?
Nah. They even have like pure green tea.
Okay.
But I like them.
All right.
I drink more coffee than tea, but.
Yep. So Pax is good at those tags. Garrett, she had a great heart. She couldn't even tag, or she did her very best. Yeah. Tea with wife saying, I need to put the kettle on again. It's been about a half an hour. Nicole saying you had a tea. I think he's talking to you, Alan. You didn't have a tea, but you just worked at a tea place.
Yeah, I worked at a tea factory in Portland. It's been around since 1949. And they had a big glass wall. They have a cafe there where they sell tea and that you can drink tea. That's when I first had matcha tea, that real green matcha tea that they have to crunch up in a mortar and pestle. But you can sit at the cafe and watch the workers work through a glass wall. Pretty unique. It was a cool job.
So Debs, what? Wow, cheers. I guess she's talking about that you can't drink tea.
Yeah, no, I really can't drink tea.
Yeah, she was getting to know PAX when she passed. The flavors are great. I love the sayings. I drink more coffee than tea, but sometimes you just need some tea and honey.
Exactly. I'm the same way, Nicole.
Okay. So, oh, yummy, Alan. That's so cool. You're talking about all your teas. Okay.
Oh.
Well, we've been here for an hour and 45 minutes.
Wow.
I know.
I tell you, Debs, these shows just is like chatting at a pub or a coffee shop. They just go so quickly.
They really do. It's been great fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you can make it, Debs.
Yeah. So, anything else people have to say? Want to bring up any other BookTube events that you're looking forward to in the year, Debs?
Oh, Garb August. I think that was. I love his Storathon. That was the first one that I became involved with. In fact, that was one of the reasons I signed up for BookTube. And then Garb August came along, And last year, I just threw myself into it. I checked off every single bingo's card slot.
That's cool.
Oh, wow.
I read all the prompts. Apart from, I never found a book with a cigarette ad in it. And I ended up with so many bloody westerns from the 1940s and 50s. It's unbelievable. No cigarette ad. So I failed.
Well, you tried. That's an important thing.
I really did enjoy it. And discovered that I actually liked westerns, which is a genre I'd never read before.
Oh, have you joined June on the Range?
I'm going to.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Louis L'Amour, particularly, I have really enjoyed some of the books I've read. But yeah, it was great fun.
Louis L'Amour is like, I discovered him for June on the Range, I guess 2 years ago. It was the first time I ever read one.
Yeah.
I read 2 books, and I've read three Louis L'Amour books so far. So I will probably pick up another one. And the thing about going to like thrift shops, they're just everywhere. You grab handfuls of Louis L'Amour because.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them reading this June.
So I really enjoyed that. I'm loving MJ's Banned Books challenge, but I am one of these people. I tend to throw myself into loads of them. So for March, because I've got them written on a little blackboard up here, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 book events that were just for March. Nice. And then Historathon and the Banned Books, which were year long. And it's too much. I've got to stop doing that. I'm
the same way. It's like sometimes events come along and they just take over your life. Uh-huh. Like I'm doing Historathon, and I did one book on the dinosaurs. And I was going to do one on Socrates and the trial of Socrates, but I just know I'm not going to get to that this last week. So that's just going to have. I mean, I did one. I mean, dinosaurs are definitely prehistory, so I'm okay with that.
They definitely are.
So,
but there's so many good events. Shorty September I enjoyed as well, and Victober, and Jane Austen July, and so for April, May, and June, I don't know what events come up because I haven't been on BookTube for
April. There's people April, which
I'm going to do that one.
I'm doing like the BookTube prize. I think I'm going to get in nonfiction. I'm pretty sure, and I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain there's going to be a memoir.
Yes.
In the list. So that's going to be my people April book.
Yeah.
Whatever is on the BookTube.
Well,
that sounds like a good idea.
We'd be remiss, Greg, if we wouldn't mention Spring into.
It's a brand new event.
What's that one?
Spring into Adventure.
Ooh.
Next month.
That sounds fun.
It's pretty easy. It's going to be reading adventure stories or adventure books. And it's easy. The first one is just read a short story or a short book under 200 pages about an adventure story or something.
Yeah.
And then the second week is read a longer form adventure story. We're doing a group read of She by H. Rider Haggard.
I love that book.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, next month we're doing that. And then the next prompt is an alternative form where you read like a novelization of a movie or watch an adventure movie. And then the last week is read some adventurous nonfiction. So
sounds good. Oh, I've got a lot of adventurous nonfiction. Yeah, I've got a lot of adventurous nonfiction. I'm a big fan of travel writing and people
have
gone to different places under extreme circumstances. So, great. It sounds really good.
That's easy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm a co-host, and I'm not sure I'm going to get to everything. The one I'm not sure is like the nonfiction because I'm doing BookTube prize, and I'm not sure if I can squeeze that in, but we'll see.
Yeah. There's Michael K. Vaughan's doing a sci-fi one as well, isn't he? A new sci-fi one this year. Is that in July?
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
Debs, you're going to join us also for Ulysses, aren't you?
Yes.
In June.
Yes.
Great. Now we had a comment from MJ that I was going to get to. We had lots of comments.
Oh
that
yeah,
for
for Debs.
For Debs, there were
June on
two
the
of them,
Range.
I think. Hold on.
One was June on the Range needs another female co-host.
Yeah, she says June on the Range needs another female co-host. And she also thinks you would be a good host for Garb August.
Whoa.
There you go.
Garb August has got loads of co-hosts.
But, you know, there's going to be a few that drop off from last year.
Yeah.
But you'd need a naughty channel name.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to change.
When you're hosting, you got to notify your channel.
Okay. How about rampant read stuff? Well,
you have to think about it.
Well, it's not for a while. You got to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking about mine too.
We know what your naughty one's going to be.
Mine kind of writes itself.
It does write itself.
I was thinking big hard bricks and basics, but it has to be even worse than that.
Does it? Can't think of what that could be.
I know.
No one's thinking about that. All right. So here's
Yeah, thanks, Elaine.
Elaine saying have a great chat. Nicole, people talking about her. Beth talking about Nicole self-publishes her books. I did pick up one of her books. It's on my Kindle. I just got to squeeze it in. Maybe I can fit. It's the one that you just published. That's 2 something. It's on my Kindle. I can't remember the title. I picked it up. It was on my Kindle Unlimited, so I picked it up. So Gareth, I'm tempted by people. April, what's that? Hosted by Elizabeth Bokens and Books and Roz Scallidan about the books.
Yeah.
It's just biographies or memoirs. It's just read a book about people. Really simple.
Like my DVD.
September is great. Nice to have you again. Yeah, Horror Mayhem. That's another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're co-hosts for that. Or not co-hosts, but we're part of that too. There's a lot of prompts, and there's going to be a bingo card, Debs.
There will be a bingo card.
And also, Pat's is going to be in the middle. I shouldn't spoil.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Winterland, I guess it's linked to yoga. Somehow, when you looked up the history of the brand, there's Germany. It's all organic, right? Okay.
Oh, great. Well, thanks for the info.
Yep. I got bad, and I sent her some Westerns. Rocket July. Okay.
That's the one, Pat. That's the one.
Rocket July. I haven't even heard about that.
No, I guess that's BookTube at War July. It's taking place of BookTube at War.
Oh.
Or is it Rocket Summer?
Rocket Summer. Rocket Man.
Vintage sci-fi vintage Rocket July. I have not seen that one. Banned Book Challenge is a great one. That goes on all year. So
this might count for the sci-fi for July, huh?
When was it published? I thought that was like the 70s. I'm not sure what he's considering vintage.
There's a couple of
74.
He segmented it off into time periods.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a few sci-fis unread on my shelf.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get MJ made a great suggestion here.
I saw it.
You're right, Gareth. Rocket Summer. It's you're naughty. Debs does.
Oh yeah, for your name.
I suffered because of those films when I was at school.
Did you? Yeah.
Yes.
Debbie does Dallas or something. Debbie does Dishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Debs does BookTube or whatever.
That'd be a good name though. MJ, come up with a good name for me, MJ.
All right, just posted a video for the banned book challenge. Ooh, okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Cobalt Dragon. Bad as red. We'll check out your channel after chat ends. Getting back into horror. Well, Elaine, check out Horror Mayhem. That's really easy. We're focusing a lot on shorter works, so you can read some short stories and short books. You don't have to pick up the full length novels unless you want to. Actually, it's Rocket Summer. All right, here's Lee Allen. Did you say Tom from LA has moved from LA?
Yes. Yeah, he's in Charlotte, North Carolina now. And he's also, any day now, he's going to be a first-time father.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying that because he's really happy about it.
So Quayton Curious Volume of Forgotten, or Quayton Curious Volumes. Hello, James.
Hi,
Everyone's talking about Gapril, but no one does anything about it.
I will put up a video this week, I promise.
My April may be kind of full with Les Miserables. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm still going to read them.
Well, like you said, there's two events with me, Les Miserables. The Classics and Company's doing it, and Aaron Facer's doing it. So I have two groups to go to.
Cool.
Okay, Alan. Elaine, we'll make a note of that. Thanks. Okay. We are at the end of our comments. We are just under the 2-hour mark. So Debs,
Wow.
I want to thank you so much for coming on our live stream.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's been
thanks,
really
Debs.
good fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Went by fast, didn't it?
It really does. It's like the perfect thing to do on a Monday afternoon, to sit and talk with all your book buddies across the world.
Meantime, everybody breathe
Breathe
deep.
Okay, everyone, breathe deep. Say goodbye.
Do
And
some
next
yoga.
Bye, guys.
we've got Michael Romeo Talks Books.
Yeah.
See you next week, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.